Feel nervous about recording this one. Hey team, welcome back to HGDC, HD Designs Crochet. I'm Heather. This is my channel all about granny squares, running a crochet business, motherhood and everything in between. Today I've got a tiny little video. I haven't scripted this one. It's just been something that, again, I've been thinking about recording, and so we're going to do that right now. We're going to talk about my goals for 2025. Yes, it is March, and I know most people, myself included previously, always made so many plans for the start of the new year, and that's when I started to action them normally. But this year I've just needed such a slow start, and I'm making this video, and maybe you feel the same, that you need a slower start, and you're not the only one. It's okay to do that. I also did see something somewhere that April Fool's Day was started because back in the day our calendar was set up differently, and so the new year started in the start of spring, and then they changed the calendar for whatever reasons, for like daylight savings and blah 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 blah. And so originally it was in April, and here in the UK our tax year runs April to April, and that is because the tax year here runs April to April because of when the year used to start. And that made so much sense to me, because who wants to be overhauling their entire life in January when it's the deep dark depths of winter and you just want to curl up and hibernate? So spring has started to arrive, and I feel like I'm starting to come alive a little bit more, and I have all of these plans for the year ahead. So I wanted to share a little bit of my goals for the year. I still haven't quite settled on my word for this year, so maybe you can help me. Let me explain what I'm working towards, and then maybe you've got a word for me. Basically this year is the year that I am putting everything in place to be ready, and by that I mean that we want to make sure that our debt is paid off. We want to make sure that we have 3 to 6 months expenses put by. We want to have a bit of a survival kit, which I'll get into. We want to I want to rework on my health and my mental health, and I want to put our home in the best possible position. And a lot of this comes from wanting to be ready for any eventuality. I want to know that if something is coming, that we are prepared as much as possible for something that, you know, like, and I want us to have a level of stability and security. So if something's going to pop up, then financially it isn't going to spin us. And if something, natural disaster, is going to pop up, that we have done what we can do to meet it, if any of that makes any sense to you. Like, it's wanting to have some inner peace, and it's wanting to be prepared. And I was thinking maybe using the word prepared or comfort or something along those lines. I was also debating whether to use the word visibility. So in terms of our finances, I want us to be ready. The biggest thing for me is that I want to be ready, so that if we decide to start trying for baby 2, that I am ready physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all of the states I am ready. Because going through high premises with Teddy, I know that I am 89% likely to have it again with baby 2, and it could be more severe. And so things that are going to help us in that situation is having our finances sorted out, so that if Brad needs to take time off work to take care of me or Teddy, we can do that without the financial worries. And also, if we were to have a second child, and it probably makes sense to say now that I've always wanted multiple children, but after my pregnancy and delivery with Teddy, I still don't know if that will ever happen. Brad and I have been talking about it, and we have said that if we want to try, then there's certain things we need to have put in place, and I want to put those things in place. I don't want to like get a year down the line and be like, okay, we're ready to try, but we've still got to do all of these things before we can try. So this is the year of preparing for that. And then if we make the decision not to have a second child, then all of this prep that we've done is still going to help secure the future of our family unit as it currently is. So in terms of finances, if Brad needs to take time off work, then he can do that because we've put money aside, and that there'll be less pressure on our budget because we won't have any debt payments, and we'll have savings for any little things that might pop up. There's loads of projects that I wanted to get done around our home before Teddy arrived that didn't happen, and so I'd like to get those done now. So almost going into a nesting period now, so that if a child was to come along and hyperemesis kicks in as severely as it did or worse, I know that our home is prepped and ready to go. Again, with a lot of like the decluttering along those lines, like our second bedroom, the little bedroom, is more of a dumping ground, and I want to have that set up as Teddy's bedroom, plus somewhere that maybe I can put a nursing chair and other bits and pieces. So that all needs all the items selling and clearing out. In terms of a survival kit, this is more wanting to be ready for any possibility, and it's I've seen a lot of natural disasters happening, wildfires, floods, hurricanes, tornado, all of these things going on and the impact it's had. And I actually did record a video not long ago going through the survival kit that I've already put together, so I will edit that and put that out after this one. But that is basically me realizing that I have a child now, and if we were to have no power, if we were to be stranded in this house, or if we had to evacuate in an emergency, I need to make sure that I have everything that we would need to make it as like, so that it would have the least impact possible on Teddy, on myself, on us as a family. Little things that aren't little, but little things like getting a first aid kit because we didn't have one, making sure that if the power is out, I have a way to keep us both warm, that there's a way that we can light our home, that we can cook, making sure that we have some food put by, that if the house was flooded or we were stranded in the house for 2-3 days, that we can feed ourselves and basically make it into an adventure for Teddy rather than making it really stressful. We've ordered a fire escape ladder so that if we are trapped upstairs, we have a way of getting out of our home. A lot of these I just feel like are me realizing that no other adult is going to turn up in this scenario. I am the adult, I am the one that needs to do this for my family, obviously Brad as well, but I feel like in the stressful situations it's me that goes into like, it's just I'm the one that kicks in and I'm like, okay, this needs doing, this needs doing, this needs doing, and then after the event I will be a mushy pile of jelly and cry. So the other goals that I'm then working on is HGDC. I really want to build my income to a level where I'm seeing a full-time income from HGDC, but I am aware that if we was to have a second child, I may not be working during hyperemesis, I won't be working through my maternity leave, and then so this is something that might be a very slow build up. But what I would like to do is for my sub squad, I would like to leave your hair alone. For my sub squad, I would really like to have I would like to have all of next year or a year's worth of bag patterns made, written up, and even possibly photographed, so that even if I am really, really poorly, I can still put patterns out, I can still fulfill the subscription squad, And then that means that I'm still going to have the money coming in to cover the outgoings for HGDC and all those bits and pieces. One of the hardest parts of Hyperemesis for me was the impact it had on HGDC, because I had to put my entire life on hold, and to see my business and my dreams basically stop in their tracks was really, really tough, and something that I would like to not have happen again. And also on the finance side, worrying about money was not, you don't need any more worries and stress and pressure when you're pregnant, let alone terrified about payments. So I want to save up some money to make sure that I've got 18 months worth of expenses put by, and that is not going to be a quick thing to build up, but I want 9 months of the pregnancy and then 9 months of maternity leave put by, of the very basic expenses I need to cover my website and things like that. So I am going to need some sort of plan and strategy of how I'm going to increase my income so I can be saving for these future events. But I don't know what my word is going to be. Like, I feel like it's be ready, get ready. I feel like it's survival mode. I just can't quite land on what it is that we're trying to do. Prep, something. But I know Cindy, Shard, Louise, you're all going to have, Zoe, you're probably going to have some really good words. So what can I use as my one word to encapsulate all of that for what we're trying to do? The other element to it is I am focusing on my health a lot. So in terms of mental health, I am on the waiting list for more counselling to try and process a lot of the trauma that I went through. If we was to have another baby, I know a lot of that would reanimate, and I don't want any extra stress more than is necessary. So to go through some more counselling now is going to be really beneficial. And also the other thing I'm working on is building up a lot of strength, so in my pelvic floor, in my muscles, and ideally I would like to gain a little bit of weight, so if we were to have another child, I could basically vomit myself back to the weight I am now and not be a worry like it was first time round. I want to do more things that make me happy. Ultimately, I want to spend more time gardening and knitting and crocheting on projects just because, and I want to do more. I want to learn more DIY skills, and I want to put those to use on our home. I really want to bring our bills down so that we can save more and do more. I want us to go on little holidays and little adventures and experiences, and yeah, that is what I want to do for this year. I just want to make it really, really clear here that I'm not pregnant. We don't know if we ever will try for another child, and so it is a very sensitive, delicate topic to talk about, so please bear that in mind in any comments that you place. Any family members that are watching this doesn't mean that we are definitely going to be trying or that we're definitely not trying, but it does mean that if we even be in a position where we can say, yeah, we're going to try, we need to have certain things in place, and a lot of these are, like I said, the finances and the health side. And as I said, if we never have any more children, the family that I have now is everything to me, and everything that we put in place for this year and onwards will only benefit my family as it is, to be in a better position financially and to take care of my health. That's all going to improve our life anyway. So I'm sharing the concept of baby too, because then it makes sense why we're doing a lot of what we're doing, but it isn't a dead set, it isn't a given, and it doesn't mean that we'll even be trying this year or even next year, but because some of the finance goals are quite big, we do really need to start now so that it can even be a possibility. So that's my goals for 2025, and if you have any words to help encapsulate that, then I would be really, really grateful, because I don't have that as of yet, and I would love to hear whatever your one word for the year is. So I will see you in the comments, and thank you so much for watching, and take care, and I'll see you soon.